Good morning. Hello, everyone. This is the Hall of Famer, Director Marlon Green, urging you to stay positive in this world of negativity. Other positive artists include KRS-One and Rock T. They are positive artists. I'm also a positive artist, but I'm on the deep end. Like you'll have negative artists like Jay-Z, or you'll have a gangster rap song by 50 Cent on a negative tip. Well, you're going to get business exposure and leadership exposure dealing with the director, Marlon Green. And let me tell you something. You African Americans that find time to help more of other cultures than your own, you need to get your head out your ass. And that's another reason why, because we're not getting what we're supposed to be getting. And it's mainly because our women are not on the same page as we are. And they're not on the same page as we are is because they've been getting spoiled and separated from us since slavery time. So I want to remind you black politicians, and especially you women, get your head out your ass, and you better not support any other cultural activities before your own first. Because I'm going through all of this stuff with white folks and black chicks, and none of y'all mostly are making any progress. I have shamed you, I have embarrassed you, and I have outperformed you. Picking another reason not to help me is your shortcoming, not mine. And I want to say this is what to look for, black folks, and this is why white folks, the bad ones, don't like me. What they're doing to hold you down is they're making the juries all white. They're making them as white as possible. So we need to get as many African American and minorities in these courts because they're taking advantage of this situation at the African American male experience and expense. I don't respect any law enforcement any more than anyone else. Law enforcement took the oath, and so when one of them get murked off, that included in the oath. Now, we're not saying push all of this negative energy towards law enforcement, but you have to understand that the United States of America is founded off of racism and terrorism against Africans and African Americans. So the white folks be on TV talking about they're so morally righteous is a hypocrite, because if you're not helping the strong black leaders, you're not really helping us. You can hide behind your words, but your deeds give you away. And I'm not kissing any religious clique ass. If you're wrong, and I'm going to tell it like it is. And just like Pastor Joseph Prince said, if you can stop something, stop it, but make sure your heart is in the right place. In America, especially most of white men, their heart is never in the right place. And so they might not respect the head of the Dallas VAMC on Lancaster because the head of the VA is black, but they don't respect him, and they just do what the fuck they want. But I'm telling them, and the IG and everybody else, you're gonna hold your obligations, and you're not gonna do what the fuck you want. I had to tell off of IG and a bunch of white folks, including some black folks that started this shit. And I don't see how y'all get in these positions. Y'all don't answer the phone. You don't follow up. I call the federal authorities about being taken advantage of to the Americans with Disability Act. Those bitches don't return the phone calls. How the fuck do y'all get these jobs? You know how y'all get these jobs? Because your fucking parents and your friends favored you over somebody else that was more qualified. If you don't like me, bitch, that's your motherfucking problem. I got three equivalent to 3 degrees, an associate's in plumbing, a 1 year degree in plumbing, an associate's in multimedia, and a bachelor's equivalent in management communication. If y'all not communicating, how can you possibly be managing? You not managing. All you doing is glutting up every fucking thing, like the Congressional Black Caucus, And I'm about to start filing some fucking lawsuits because they haven't been getting us any gains. The only thing they have been getting us is vain gains. Gains that don't mean anything. They sit their ass in that corner and be quiet and watch these laws get passed against African Americans while they have been bribed to stay in the place and not get advantages. And so if you want to follow somebody, you can follow me. They're not going to tell me that I'm a house nigga like General Colin Powell did. And if you motherfuckers can represent and you can respect General Colin Powell, then you bitches can respect an Army Airborne paratrooper with an honorable discharge and in the Hall of Fame. And that's not even including my talent, motherfucker. A lot of y'all don't deserve shit, and you're always asking for something, ruining it for everybody else. Get off your lazy ass. Get out them fucking negative caves that you're in and stick more with positive orders, because this negative ass energy and this exploits of African American shit is over. And I'd rather for the Asians to have America if the white folks don't want us to have nothing, because they're not the ones hating. Okay, America is a hateful ass country, and we African Americans should show Russia favor, Asia favor, and India favor, because we need to get this favoritism shit straight. We get along and we favor the people that we get along with. And right now it's Asia, in particular China, and we get along with Russia better, and we get along with India. That's who black Americans, African Americans, everyone of color should follow suit, because the white folks are very dishonest. They'll be Satan and they'll go to church preaching a sermon. They'll tell you, oh, we love you as a veteran, but they won't help you do anything. And they'll say, yeah, we value veterans, but they're the main ones that's helping take our benefits. And many of them are not veterans themselves and feel as though they are obligated to abuse us and to take everything that we have and disregard our accomplishments, our patience, and our proper due. If the Japanese got reparations, African Americans should have reparations. If the Jews have reparations, then African Americans have reparations. President Obama needs to get his head out of his ass blocking African American reparations. And the white folks making themselves and Obama look like fools, prancing him in the mainstream media when he's a fucking failure. He doesn't deserve a Nobel Peace Prize because he's the most killingest president ever to receive a Nobel Peace Prize. The Nobel Peace Prize is for peace, and you've been nothing but war. And so the white folks can put him in front of the TV like he's some unsung hero or some accidental hero, but he's not. That boy is conflicted, and he'll pass a homosexual economic agenda before he passed an African American legitimate uh, economic summit or anything. So these white folks putting former President Barack Obama in the media to get him praise or not doing him a favor because we don't like him. We don't like Pelosi. We don't like Reid. And the Democrat National Party main objective was to humanize Hillary because she is such a monster. And this is why you do not support white folks' agendas before your own. You need to respect your local black leaders more. And you black bitches should take a reduction in jobs and a reduction in salary because you're no good as a whole. All they do is separate you, spoil you, and that shit goes right to your head talking about you want to talk, they want to talk to you, and you want to talk to them. You don't want to fucking talk to them when you got racists as EEOs and you got racists doing civil rights issues, complaints, and shit like that. You're not fucking serious, okay? And you black bitches need to get your heads out your ass because you're not serving your purpose at all, especially serving white folks before your own kind. So get your heads out your ass. They don't like you. They just using you against your men. And they're going to continue to do that as long as you ignorant, okay? So this is the Hall of Famer, Director Marlon Green, urging you not to trust any white folks until they prove their worth, because they'll tell you yes one day and no the next day, and they will use you as a crutch to make themselves feel better. So don't let them drag you down. Resist and fight only if you have to, because that's the name of their game. Make you fight them so you can look bad and they can take advantage of it. But those days are over.